So before I get started, I actually wanted to show this little trick right here that I recently saw. I'm sure people know, but apparently I was late to it. But if you take the storage chest from your place and bring it to Scrooge's, you can buy more, and then you're able to place them anywhere and have access to your home storage using the additional ones that you bought and placed into different realms or areas. I recently saw this in a video and I have no idea why I didn't see it earlier. But see, I'm placing it right next to the little stall. And then when I open it, I have access to everything from my home storage. And they're all a mess and all over the place. And then also, you can pick up different objects that you don't have and you can either buy them from Scrooge or you'll unlock them to be able to craft them. And then when you unlock Prince Eric, you can also buy some crafting recipes from him. But I don't know if mine's broken or something, but I just keep getting the same ones. It's not respawning anything new. But I decided to make the pool because I really wanted to decorate with it, but I have no idea where I'm going to put it. First, I put it just like over here to see what it looked like, and I don't know, it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb a little bit, so I think I'm gonna put it over near my house. Yeah, I was a little overwhelmed. I had no idea what I was doing. I feel like I hesitate to decorate because I see so many people doing such like crazy impressive stuff and I cannot do that. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like this is the same thing with Animal Crossing. I just see such good stuff that it's like overwhelming that when I do it myself, it's like super underwhelming and it sucks. But then I realized that I like to decorate and stuff, but I also like really like to play the game and run around and collect things and stuff. So I don't know, I kind of think I found a way to decorate in a way that's like neat and organized in a way that I like it, but it's still very playable. And like you'll see, I can still like run around through things and I'm not like getting tripped up in any areas because some people's builds or their, you know, plazas or whatever, they look so good, but even like they'll admit that, it's pretty cluttered, um, which is fine to each their own. But I realized that I don't like that. And I think that's why I don't really put as much items or as much like effort, I guess, when I'm trying to like decorate things because I just end up getting frustrated when it's like blocking my way. But I think I found a setup that I like so far. To be honest, I think it's pretty boring and like simple. I don't know, you'll see I just like things like very organized or I'm a little obsessive about like spacing. You'll see I have to like respace things 700 times because I need everything to be equidistant from each other and even. And this game also doesn't like to do that. Even the paths and stuff, obviously they're not like super straight lines because it makes it look more realistic, but it also drives me bananas. Yeah, I decided that the pool is gonna go in my backyard, and it's simple, but it's very much my style and very realistic to what I would want my little house to look like. And then I decided to steal the fence from around that little Mickey statue, that area there, and use it for my house because I was gonna change that whole area. But yeah, even that, like deciding what to do with just my little house area took me forever. And honestly, I just have to focus on one spot at a time. Like I focused on the house first. Now I'm doing Scrooge's store. You'll see I seriously moved this thing a million times. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with this, but I knew that I wanted to place that Mickey statue like somewhere near it. I don't know, I kind of wanted to give it like little shopping center plaza vibes, but then I realized it was just going to block the whole entire walkway. So I pushed Scrooge's back, and then we're going to do like a little, like actual plaza square where his store is and the fountain will be. And then we can even put Kristoff's little stall there too. And then Remy's is right next door where I want to do like a little outdoor dining on that area. I only have one little table right now because I don't know, my brain was all over the place and I didn't think to go into Scrooge's store and buy a couple of them so that I could actually do like the whole outdoor dining area. But I'll probably do that the next time in a part two where I add more. I don't know. I just feel like I also haven't really unlocked like the greatest like furniture or decorations. I see other people and they have such good stuff. I'm so jealous. I don't know how or where they unlock it, but I feel like I did the best I could considering the decorations that I have. And I don't know, as I unlock more or more things become available, I'll definitely do like more decorating. But I don't know, I kind of just wanted to personalize it with what I had so far. And I know compared to a lot of other people, it's like super lame and super boring. But like I said, I think it works for me and the way that I like to play my game, especially where I like hoard resources because I swear every time I'm like, I don't need this. I need like 100 of them for something. So when I'm running around and just picking things up, the way I decorated, I feel like it just makes it really clear to see everything. I'm still able to like run around things. Like I said, I'm not getting really tripped up anywhere. So yeah, just I do little things at a time. And it honestly, I feel like came together at the end. But I feel like trying to just do everything all at once, it's super overwhelming and it definitely can be a little discouraging. I don't know, especially seeing so many great things. I was taking so long just to figure out how to place these planters and these little flowers and stuff, partly because I need everything to be spaced evenly, and partly because I feel like I'm not that creative. And yeah, I don't know, just trial and error. I also have that super open area to the right of Scrooge's that I have no idea what I'm going to do with. Um, Also, I have no idea what is going on over here. I don't know. I, yeah, it's a mess, but it's coming together. I just need to move things, little one by one. Um, I thought about putting that right there, but then I remembered I want to do the outdoor dining, so we're gonna have to put that little clock over here and make it work somehow. Um, Honestly, when in doubt, I just create a pathway and a little courtyard type thing. It's a cop out, but I don't know. It's simple and I think they kind of look good afterwards. For this, I kind of wanted it to be like a little courtyard clock tower type thing leading into like the entrance of a garden, but actually a functioning garden because I have unlocked Wally's garden. So I wanted it to be like decorated as a little, I don't know, community garden slash park, but it is also actually functioning because you can go there and it grows random crops for you. You can upgrade it just like you can upgrade Moana's boat and she'll fish for you. Wally will plant crops for you. You don't have to water them or anything. You just need to harvest them. So that's pretty cool. That comes in handy. I didn't really have anything in mind on what I was going to do for the garden area, but I will say that these trellis things come in pretty clutch and they're so simple, but I feel like they actually kind of make a big difference. I like them, honestly. I think they're so cute. So I just kept playing around, kind of seeing what I like. I also really like that Zen garden. Um, I had no idea where I was going to put that originally or how I was going to incorporate that, but I've had it sitting as part of like Wally's garden, I guess, for a minute now, and I don't know, I like it. So we're just going to keep it there, and we're going to put that little bush there so there's also like one more actual harvestable interactive thing in the little community garden park area. Um, no idea what I want to put over here next to Scrooge's store. There's just going to be a big open space for now. I am going to leave that space between where the garden is and where my house is so that I'll probably like plant actual crops there and I don't know, maybe hopefully find a way to decorate it so it looks like a cute little farm area, but that's just wishful thinking for right now. Like I said, I feel like I really don't have the best stuff unlocked. I also could probably craft a lot more stuff that I have unlocked, but I feel like I don't decorate because if things don't match perfectly, I just get frustrated. It bothers me. Even same thing with Animal Crossing. I would need things to be like very on theme or matching where other people can like take mismatched stuff and make them work. I am not one of those people. I need everything to match, be like complementing colors or the same theme or something. I feel like that's why I end up with like such an array of things because I'll see one thing and I'm like, oh, I'm going to use this. And then I don't. But at this point, I don't know. I feel like I kind of have everything where I want it, but it's now just way, way too plain. So I started playing around with like the different hedges and like trees and stuff like that. Um, I actually saw someone put in a video that, like, especially with the trees, just because you press it more than once, you won't always get the same thing. Like, for example, that like tall basic tree, I don't know, whatever it's called, you could click it and it could like face to the left. And then you could click it again and it's a different version. Now it's facing to the right. And you click it again and now it's an even different version and it maybe has like more branches or it's bent in a different direction. And I don't remember how many versions the girl said that she had clicked through, but it was something absurd. So honestly, I feel like even just using like the little rock clusters or the trees or whatever, you're able to do a lot. Um, Definitely a lot more than I was able to do. As I said, I really don't think I'm the most creative, um, but I did my best. Like I said, I wish I had been smarter about it and Um, Went and bought more of those tables from Scrooge, but I was all over the place trying to figure out what I was doing. So I placed it, and then I was too lazy to pick it up and go in there and order more. But like I said, I probably will when I do a part two. Yeah, honestly, I just started using these little hedges like all over the place, and it's really simple and boring, but I like it, and I think it adds something. Not a lot, but it adds a little something. Um, Scrooge is only getting one sign because at this point, everyone knows where your store is. It's been a while. People are always eating at Remy's, or people are always hanging out in your store or in the plaza. We don't need 75 signs. If they have trouble finding it, they can ask around, okay? One sign is good. Um, yeah, I then started taking these little bushes over here and just lining uh, around, I guess, the plaza wall. Um, I tried to look at some of these other ones, but I don't know. These little trees, I thought they would be bigger, but they were just a weird size. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't like that at all. I even tried like the ones that were supposed to be bigger, and they were all so a very strange size that I was not feeling. So, yeah, I just stayed very basic with those same bushes. Um, I also added that little up balloon near Scrooge's. I really wasn't sure what to put over there, so I just started placing trees. And like I said, I see how I clicked the same tree, and one of them was a little smaller and like bent crooked. That one's straight up and has way more leaves. That one's straight up but has less. So they actually give you a lot of variety. You're able to do so much. I didn't even realize how much you could do. Like, I had no idea you can move anything and everything, which is insane, but it really gives you the chance to make it your own and make it exactly how you want. So, yeah, I just started throwing trees in different places, and I feel like it actually made it look so much better. Even just throwing like those couple trees in random places, it doesn't look nearly as bare and I don't know, sad. We need a little more greenery going along. Um, and then I kind of decided that I think I want to do like maybe a little picnic area or something in this area. I'm not really sure. Um, I have this little bench that just made my tree disappear. But I have that little goofy bench, which I don't know, maybe that's like a little reading bench or something. It just looked like a cute little spot to go sit after having a nice little dinner at Remy's restaurant. You can go read a nice little book that you bought at Scrooge's store on that bench. See, the story is just writing itself once you start adding things together. And then I went back and forth on whether I wanted to put these hedges there, and it was actually super annoying because I was contemplating putting the hedge there and it didn't fit. So I decided that I was going to rearrange my whole little garden area. So I moved the light and then I had to move Wally's garden, and then I had to move the little trellises, and then I was doing all of that. And then when it was all said and done, and I had moved my whole freaking garden, I found a smaller bush and I used the smaller bush. And then I put the garden back to how I originally had it. So, yeah, look at that. Oh, look at that. A smaller bush that would fit. Yeah, yep. So I moved it for nothing. So then I had to move everything back, which really wasn't that big of a deal, but it just goes to show how many times things get moved. And the editing of this is so choppy because one, I suck, and two, I am all over the place. This seems all over the place. If you saw what was cut out, yeah, I was struggling to say the least. But as you can see, I'm still able to run around freely. I thankfully don't get tripped up anywhere. Like I said, I can see where everything easily spawns. That open area over there is still bothering me, and I think I'm going to put a picnic table over there or something. Oh, I got a little golden apple tree. Yeah, see, I'm not really getting stuck, except for when I leave Scrooge's. That fountain is right there. So we'll see how long that lasts before I get annoyed. So I built a table and some chairs, and we're going to put that over in our little cute reading tree, chill out, hang out area over here. Um, I don't know why I just see like maybe Minnie reading a book on that little bench while Goofy and Mickey and Donald are sitting there playing checkers, and Mickey's trying to break it up while Donald is screaming at Goofy. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking. That's the vibe that I'm getting from over there. Yeah, as you can see, it's plain, it's boring, but I like it. I did decide that I needed a couple more benches for that little clock tower courtyard entrance to the garden because that was way too empty and boring. But I think the little benches added just what we needed, right? Just a little spruce up. And then I debated putting a third bench there, but then once I looked at it, I was like, no, don't get crazy because, yeah, see, now it's blocking, and then you're gonna have to do more moving and just let it go. But yeah, that is what I put together. I know it's super basic and super boring, but please leave me any suggestions, comments, yeah, whatever. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.